Stop looking for the perfect black Mod Podge recipe. It doesn't exist. So here's the thing. Everyone mixes it a little differently. Some people like it darker, some lighter, and some a little glossy, some super matte. And that's the point. There's no single formula that works for everyone because it all comes down to what you like. Once I let go of the idea of a perfect recipe, things just got way easier. I just mix it until it looks right to me. No strict measurements, no overthinking, just adjusting as I go until I'm happy with the color and finish. Today I'll show you how I do mine, not because it's the right way, but because it might help you figure out your way. So let's break down what we're actually working with. There are really only 2 ingredients, and knowing what each one does is the key to this whole thing. First up, the star of the show is Mod Podge. Now you've probably heard people say that Mod Podge is just watered down school glue, and while they're both PVA based, that's not the full story. Mod Podge is a specific formula that's designed to be a glue, a sealer, and a finish. It has additives that help it cure harder and create a more durable protective layer than plain glue can. And that's why we're using it. We aren't just adding color, we're building a suit of armor for our projects. You can use matte or gloss. I usually go for matte because it gives a flat, non-reflective base that's perfect for painting on later. Second is our color. Simple black acrylic paint is perfect for the job. It makes things nice and dark, so you don't need any fancy, expensive stuff here. A basic matte black from any craft store is perfect. What matters is its opacity. The deep, void-like black is what makes all the details pop. And when you combine the paint's color with Mod Podge's sealing power, you get a primer and a base coat all in one step. So to actually make these together, I'm just going to pour some of the new white Mod Podge into the container that I've already been using for my black Mod Podge. And this is just to top it off, but it'll also leave me with just some clear, durable, plain Mod Podge if I need to use it later. And then from there, just the Red Barrel black acrylic paint. And I'll just add quite a bit of it in there. I'm looking for more of a kind of medium gray color. I like to kind of have a balance of the durability as well as the primer, because that really will be your trade-off here. Now you can just paint straight Mod Podge onto your projects without adding any paint to it, and that will give you a very hard and durable layer across your builds. However, it will dry clear, and then knowing exactly where it is that you have painted and haven't painted becomes more difficult, and if you are using a primer out of a rattle can or something that's not safe for that foam, it could melt it and leave you with some big mistakes if you haven't got it covered well. So by adding the black paint to it, you'll know exactly where you have applied it and where you haven't, so you can make sure that you get a good heavy coat across your entire build before you risk doing any kind of damage to it. And even though that we have the final product here as a kind of this ashy gray, it will dry a lot darker than it looks here. You'll see in some of these builds right here that it looks like it's just been painted, but this is just the Mod Podge layer dried on there. So you don't have to go for perfectly black just in your Mod Podge, but a nice dark gray is a good base to look at from what I've experienced. Again, I would recommend you experiment and find your own recipe and ratio that you like and works well for you, but this is just how I like to do it for my projects. But that's it. That's my no recipe recipe. The secret is to stop searching for perfect instructions and start understanding your materials. It's about the freedom to experiment and to tweak your mix for the unique needs of every single thing you create. It's about knowing the trade-off between the deepest color and the strongest finish and having the power to choose what's right for you. So, if you found that useful or helpful, be sure to let me know in the comments below and let me know what recipe or mix you decide to go with. And if you enjoy this type of stuff, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.